Alright folks, Nathan from KBL Texas Homestead, and I want to welcome you back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about chickens, chicken coop, and our deep litter box method that we use here on the homestead to keep our girls, their home nice and clean and fresh. I'll show you how we do it and how we got our deep box set up and clean out. We'll go through all the details on that. Real quick, I just want to show you my tripod setup. This little A-frame ladder, a little wood on top to give me more surface for my camera to sit on, and that's how we film this segment. Alright, so here's the inside of the chicken coop. We've got our roost bars. They predominantly use this roost bar. Right now we've only got 7 chickens. We've got 7 grown chickens that are using this coop and run. But this is our litter box. We've got our brooder or heat lamp here. We put in here when it gets cold out. So we've got, just rolling into spring, and you know, we won't be needing that anymore, but we got to do a real deep cleaning of this deep box that we neglected all winter, and we pulled everything out of it. As you can see, now it's not 100% perfectly clean, but we got the gist of it out, and we are getting ready to bed it. So we're gonna fill this up, and as you can see here, I've got about 4 inches of depth here, maybe 5, and over here you can see our nesting boxes, but there's about 5 inches of depth from there all the way around, except for right there around the door. But we will fill this all up with we'll put a layer, probably a 2-3 inch layer of bedding down, and they'll use it as they use the restroom. And like I said, predominantly they use this roost, so that's where most of the droppings collect. We'll just come through and either scoop those out or just mix up the bedding, and eventually we'll just incorporate all this bedding mixed into this area at one point or another till it starts getting too soiled and dirty for them, and that you can typically tell when it starts smelling pretty ripe in here. You'll be able to tell, and it's time to clean it out. So, and for us with this amount of chickens, that's usually every 6 months. Now we got a lot more birds coming, so we'll have to do it more often, but this is our little setup now. And I just put this board here, I move it when I get ready to clean, so I can move this out the way, and I'll take all the stuff, scoop it out this way and into a wheelbarrow that sits right here as we fill. Okay, so real quick, I want to show you, this is some of the stuff that didn't make it into the wheelbarrow and just fell on the ground. But as you can see, this is the bedding that once was, and this just broke down, and now it's compost that we will use in our gardens, and it can be used, you know, in your garden around fruit trees if you have any, or just trees in general, or you can spread it around in your yard. But it's great compost to give back to the to whatever you put it around. So this is essentially a finished product that comes out of this chicken coop when we clean it out and we're done with it. Alright, we're gonna open up this bedding and start spreading it out. Alright folks, and it's as simple as that. Now this is a 6 foot by 8 foot area. Yes, that's what I'm calling it. So it's approximately 6 foot by 8 foot in size, and this took a bag and a half of shavings. You know, this is just pine shavings that we picked up from our local big box store, and we spread it out. And like I said, I've got a pretty good layer, probably inch and a half, and it's a little thicker right here underneath the roost bar, their main roost bar that they use. And then as like I said, as that gets filled up, we'll kind of move it around and take the poo out and just keep rotating this until probably 6 months. And after about 6 months, depending on how many chickens you have, maybe a little longer, maybe a little less, you can come back and rebed it. Now we like this deep bed method because it does not take a whole lot of doing, right? Every 6 months, so that's twice a year, if that. And it doesn't take much. You clean it out, we throw it in our compost pile, and we fill her back up. Alright, so I'll just kind of show you what we have here. This is our setup. We've got this door here that folds close. These doors here shut up. When you open and close this door, I have a latch on it that secures it, so it's able to come up and lock in place. We've got these outside doors that are screened in, so they have I have a solar screen on them, as well as a welded wire metal screen on it, so that way the predators can't get in. That just gives it that extra security. With these doors shut, this one has a latch on it. Swing over here and close up the other door. It latches in place and nothing can get in our birds from the outside. So that's how we've got this set up. And again, you know, you just open this one and you can drop this door down by itself. Look in there, see what the birds got going on. We can close it back up. Alright, so that was just a quick rundown of our deep littering box system here for the chickens. So we just bed it, like I said, about once every 6 months. As you increase your birds, you may have to do it a little more often, maybe once every 3 months, but it doesn't take much at all. I filled this thing in less than, I don't know, 5 minutes. Cleaning out probably took me about 5 minutes. And again, on the clean out, I just take a rake, I put it toward the back, and I start shoveling or scooping, dragging to a wheelbarrow. It goes in the wheelbarrow. I carry it over to our compost pile, drop it in the compost, come back for another load. I probably got to do about 3 or 4 maybe wheelbarrow loads, and that's it. Then it's ready for new bedding. So it doesn't take much at all. It helps keep the chickens clean. It keeps the coop smelling good. These pine shavings have a natural, you know, just pine wood smell to them. They smell amazing and keeps everything nice and tidy and fresh. Don't take a lot of work. It's not a whole lot of effort. I guess that's the main thing about keeping animals, is minimizing the amount of energy you exert, you know, keeping them. Doesn't take much, so it makes it easier, makes it enjoyable, and you can keep these animals on your homestead. But we've got these 7 laying hens right now. We've got 2 of them that are approaching 4 years old. This from our first flock. Now we know they're not going to be laying much, if any, but they're beautiful birds, and we keep them around here on the home front. The other ones are all going into their 2nd year of laying, so they should be producing well. As I just ordered 40 more laying hens that we're going to be introducing to the flock. They are babies now. We're going to get them growed up and hopefully start laying later on this year and add some more production to the homestead. So y'all stay tuned for that. Alright, well, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll try to get them answered, but that's just a little rundown on how we do our deep cleaning box. So like always, till next time.